What's going on, Vic Burley? Good to have you in the podcast. Come on in, man. Have water or something? Yeah, I'll take water. Got the protein ball over for you. Get them on the ball, man. So, welcome to Outside the Line podcast. I'm here with the great, one and only Mr. Victor Burley. One of Robin's demons in the house. So we're super excited. My name is Lee Hughes. That's my co-host over there, Mr. Christopher Hunt. Right. And today we have an exciting athlete that we're about to share. He just came off in a very exciting year, and he's definitely looking forward to some bigger and better things. With all that being said, our guest, Mr. Victor Burley. What's up, man? Good to have you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Victor, good to have you, man.
So, Mr. Vic, tell us about you, man. I mean, is it Vic or Victor, Victory, or what is it?
It's Victor, but you know,
Victor, okay.
I've been going by Vic for a good bit.
Okay. If you was, how fast are you? We could call him Vic. No, Michael Vic.
I don't think I'm that bad.
Okay. That's what's up. So get this, you know, these phones, you gotta charge them. But Vic, so tell me about yourself. Tell me, you know, like, are you from Warner Robins, or are you from a small town, a bigger town? Are you from upstate, or were you born and raised here? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So first of all, I was born in Atlanta.
Okay.
Northside Hospital, to be exact.
Okay.
Then after that, my parents moved to Calhoun County.
Okay, Calhoun.
A little small little place.
Right.
The city was called Edison.
Okay.
Everybody knew each other.
Right.
Then when I was 5, I think we moved up to Warner Robins. But I didn't go. The strange thing is, I didn't go to school in Warner Robins.
Oh, snap.
So with that, I started school off in Macon County because that's where my mom worked.
Right.
So I grew up in Macon County and Peace County because my grandma lived in Fort Valley.
Oh, okay.
So I go to school. Then after school, I might ride the bus to Marshallville. And from Marshallville, my grandma pick me up and go take it to her house. And,
right.
That's where I mostly grew up at. So then when I was in 6th grade, that's when we moved up to Houston County for school-wise.
Okay. Oh, wow. So you played some middle school also. I was at, which one feeds Warner Robins High School? Which middle school do you do?
Warner Robins Middle School in Huntington.
Okay. Middle school. Yeah,
Did you know Roquan Smith?
Actually, I did.
Yeah.
He was kind of like my mentor when I was growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing big things.
Yeah, I like him as a player, like him at Georgia and in Chicago. Now who's he with now?
Is he with
He's with the Ravens right now.
Yeah.
Funny thing about it, my mom taught him.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. So she's a teacher?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. She's teaching in Warner Robins?
She's assistant principal at Northside High School.
Excellent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
That's good stuff. We're like, wait a minute.
We're going to leave you at Warner Robins.
So one thing about the podcast is to see the real Victor Burley. We want to see the personal side of Victor. We want to see, you know, what makes him tick. You know, why is he so great on the field? He has had some great offers out there, and I think he's committed to this certain team. But we're gonna let him share that with you. But first, I want to ask Chris. You know, we've been doing some podcasts for a while now, and I don't think we've had anyone of his size.
Man.
Because it feels kind of strange. I want to shoot him a bow or something.
like
and scared at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
like he's
give him my Christmas list, like sit in his lap, like
don't sit in his lap. Don't sit in his lap. Don't sit in his lap. No, it just feels like he's hovering. I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's a football player.
Yeah.
And that's what we have on the on the podcast today. An excellent football player. Big size, Mr. Vic Burley. Do they call you Big Burley?
Yeah, I do.
It fits, Big Burley. Good stuff.
Only us old heads really probably even do young folks call you that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow, good stuff.
Yeah.
Man. What do you have, Chris? You got anything exciting for us?
Well, first, let's thank our the people watching, for supporting and being interested in seeing these athletes tuning in to the Outside the Line podcast. We want to appreciate y'all and please subscribe, share, so that other people can tune in as well. We appreciate that.
Excellent. Definitely need you guys to hit that button. You can also hit that bell. Make sure you get all the information that you need. Right?
Oh yeah. There's an elephant in the room, though.
Well, you want to go ahead and talk about the elephant?
I don't want to make it a daunting podcast.
What's the
There's an elephant in the room. There was a big game this weekend.
It was a big game this weekend.
I know you probably was like, I don't want to do a podcast.
But I need to get it over with.
So tell us about the game, man.
Overall, they just wanted more. It was their first program win, state title and school program. So they came out hungry. So
that's kind of I've always had this little like gripe against schooled athletes.
Right.
Some of that practiced humility. They just wanted.
Tell us the deal.
I mean, I know y'all wanted it just.
You had to want it.
We wanted it,
especially you. But your pride of hey, I'm a committed athlete. Hadn't signed yet, but I'm a committed athlete. I want to go out with a bang.
Right.
So they just wanted it more. Kind of don't.
They don't know it right
I'm not
away.
sitting right.
Coach wouldn't want to hear that either.
They just outplayed us. They made up on our mistakes and they just capitalized off of it.
Right.
I mean,
See, I'll accept that. I'll accept that because that's sports. It's like there's only 2 or 3 plays in a whole game that decide, especially when you're talking about championship teams.
Right.
It's only 2 or 3 plays. It's not going to be like, hey, the whole game we was going wrong. It was like we didn't execute that one play. They executed better.
That really turned the game on
Yeah.
the entire game. Because at some point, I know you felt like you were still in the game. And then all of a sudden, man, it kind of set in. Like, wow, it may not happen.
me, I don't like to look at it that way.
You know,
That's I like to play to the last second. It doesn't matter if I'm down by,
I love it, man.
by 50. I'm gonna play to the last second.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's and you should. That's expected.
So is there any particular play or anything that you did that you felt like you could have done better at or executed a little bit more? Anything that kind of sticks out? Man, if I'd have just motivated the team a little bit more, or got behind this guy, or whatever. Was it anything like that?
Yeah, it felt like I just needed to be better of a leader in that moment, because I know I felt some of my teammates felt doubt in their playing, especially in the first. I think it was the first quarter. Mm-hmm. They scored, we got the ball. They got 3 now. They got the ball back. They scored. Right. We got the ball 3 now, and they scored again. Wow. So I kind of felt my teammates just kind of give up.
Some of the air went out.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me what would you say during that moment? I mean, you don't have to go deep into detail, but if I was your teammate, what would you have said?
I mean, we can't give up.
Yeah.
I mean, the game is 48 minutes. You can't give up.
Can't give up.
I mean, in the game of football,
right,
you can't give up because so many things can happen within the time.
That's for sure.
Momentum in sports it's always mentioned with the analysts, but when you're in the middle of a momentum swing, Like you don't even know what hit you sometimes, you know. Or the same way, you just all of a sudden you get that momentum on your behalf, and you know, take it to the house. So, you know, in life it's like that. You know, like, you got to be able to go with the ebbs and the flows, and kind of stay in the middle. You know.
So did you guys played them last year?
Yes, we did. It just seemed like Ware County is one Robin's kryptonite.
And so how did that game go compared to this game? I mean, I understand that what was turnout, but was the same personnel there? Was the same players? Did they just get some new players and coaches? Did you lose someone that was really really needed?
Last year's game kind of started off like this year's game, but with last year we, you know, my teammates still believed in it, so we fought to the end.
Sure.
But that team was filled with a bunch of seniors who've been through it before. This year, you know, a bunch of young guys. They still.
Whose team? Your team or their team?
My team.
Your team. Okay.
A bunch of sophomores, really. Sophomores and juniors come up, step up to the plate, had to fill in the shoes last year, but it just.
So making it back, this is Monday morning quarterback.
This is the third one, right? Was it 3-peat or was it 2?
It was, if we would have won this game, it would have been a 3-peat.
If you wanted to be in a 3-peat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. So being a senior and going into a 3-peat, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's not many people can say I had the opportunity or one back to back, in which you did.
Yeah. Not many people can say that they played in 4 state championships.
That's correct. Somebody told me that.
Were you there with what Fromm's brother?
I was an 8th grader then.
8th grader,
But I was
I know you got
I was
pulled
kind
out.
of like I was a ball boy. I was a ball boy and a water boy.
Okay, really? Wow. So where did you get this massive size from?
I've always kind of had it on me.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been that big kid that, you know, you see it and be like, what he can do.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's been in 4 states. It's not many people can say that.
Nah.
In school history, we've been in 6 straight.
Wow. Oh, so before you got there, they had 1, 2.
Well, before I got there,
they've been to 2.
Then when I got there,
To the 3rd one.
You pushed them over the edge.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
but that team had a bunch of players, big players. Ahmad Walker, Jalen Rutherford, Jalen Addy, you know, Davion Walker, Antoine Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, just like players like those were a game changer. You'll say.
Yeah.
But
You remember a player by the name of Andre Thomas? He ended up transferring to
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went to middle school with him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's the Yale.
Yes,
Yeah.
So he's been one of my clients for the last 3-4 years. So Big Andre, he really didn't want to leave Warren Robins, but you know, situations happen. So you have to move on, do what's best for you.
Real proud of him.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially going to Yale. I mean, Ivy still playing. He playing middle now.
Yeah.
It's good stuff because he's definitely playing.
You looking forward to the holidays? Your family, y'all got any big plans?
No, we still trying to pack and get me ready for college.
Okay, so tell me about that. Like you leaving early?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
My last day will be January 2nd.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's coming up close.
So we got the man in crunch time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outside the line, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Outside the line podcast. That's awesome, man. So I mean, how was your visit to Clemson? I'm sure it was amazing.
Great, top tier.
Sweeney.
Great man. What you see on TV is what you gonna get.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've read some articles about him too. You know, him and his mom like slept in the dorm. Like he was homeless,
Wow.
or she was homeless, or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
I can't quote the article exactly because it's been when they was back when he first came to Clemson,
Right.
and he was a football player, and I think his mom had to stay in the dorm with him.
Well, he was in. I think he was at Alabama.
When that was going on.
And his
Oh,
mom
okay.
had to come
Yeah,
live
yeah.
with him
Oh,
in
okay.
the apartment.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I knew it was some big
You got
story.
that grind in it, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want as a coach. That been through it a little bit.
Yeah, there's no silver spoon.
No, ain't
There's
no
no,
fail.
you know what I'm saying? There's like, hey, any of these guys he's trying to pull up, he's pulling them up, you know, if he's been there.
Exactly.
So we've heard about your mom being a teacher. How does she feel about you going to this, you know, like what's been her feelings about, hey, my son is, you know, gonna be going into this big university, possibly see him on TV all the time. Like how do they talk about it?
Right now, she's still trying to let go of baby. But
Yeah.
Okay.
She has full trust at Clemson because with Coach Sweeney, his graduation rate is like a 98, 99.
Wow.
Yeah, 318 of 324 is what I saw. Yeah, of his seniors, like since he's been coaching.
Been coaching now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want.
That's
as a parent.
yeah.
As a
But
parent, you want to make sure your kid is going somewhere that's going.
no, that's early.
Mm-hmm.
So those graduated early,
Oh, those
not
are
just graduated,
traditional.
but graduated early.
Most of them leave.
Yeah.
The thing about him, I like this about him, but like, say you enter the draft, but you didn't graduate.
Right.
He'll still call you and be like, hey man, you gotta come back and graduate.
Yes, sir.
Get your degree. That's
Well, that's looking out for you. Average career of pro football players, 3 to 4 years.
Right.
And I think I'm overstating it. So you got to think, you go and if your career don't go longer than 4 years, you need something.
You need something. You got to have something to fall back.
I mean, and that's not a scrub university, you know.
Not at all.
It's I think any college education in today's climate is good, but some carry some weight, you know.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
what about so your mom's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Dad is a teacher too.
Oh, okay. What does he teach?
He teaches math and science.
Are you good at that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what are you, engineering? What are you looking at studying?
Health science.
Health science.
I go into physical therapy.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's
good stuff. So siblings, any other?
I have a twin brother, actually.
Really?
yeah.
Do most people know this, or is he what?
Most people. If you go to school with me, you know, you can easily tell that.
Does he play ball?
Nope.
Why is that?
We're
They're
kind of
all
like,
identical.
nah, we're fraternal.
Okay. That's good.
Well, I hate to keep making it. I read this article about. Well, actually, it wasn't an article. It was like a little excerpt. Me and you talked about this before too. Even though you grow up in the same household,
Right.
no two kids have the same set of parents. So even though they have the same set of parents,
exactly,
they don't have the same set of parents because their parents talk to them different, look at them different, treat. So everything is different about each.
and it's catered to that particular kid.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nothing that the parents are doing per se against the kid or anything or liking the kid.
Right.
It's catering to that kid so
Exactly.
they can be successful.
Yeah.
And so, especially while you're having teachers on your hand, you got to buckle down.
Yeah. That's like really one of the main reasons I'm graduating early. It kept me on my A game the whole time I've been in school.
Wow.
And it just, probably close to the end of my 11th grade year, I was like, I'm gonna graduate early so I can get a head start on college.
Oh,
That's what we need,
Nice.
man. So the thing about this podcast, man, is to actually have excellent players, amazing students, and someone that's going to impact the community. And so our goal is to see you, in a few years, doing the best, regardless of which avenue you decide, I don't know, man, I'm excited that you're here. I know we never met before, but it has to feel good to get some of the best to come in here. And honestly, I wore this shirt for you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of picky on my hoodies. It's kind of my thing. Best of the best. When you consider yourself, you're one of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You have to.
I'll say my best. I try to be my best of myself.
Yeah.
I don't try to compare myself to others.
Yep.
That's how your downfall ends. Try to compare yourself to other people. You gotta be the best you.
The best you.
Our last guest, podcast guest, he said exactly that was one of his closing statements. Like, don't be trying to follow in somebody else's footsteps. Be the best you can be, at that time. The wherever you are, be there. That's his tagline. And it's about being present in the moment for yourself and for what you're doing, So tell us about when did you start realizing that, hey, I'm gonna be a premium football player? Like when did that start? Matter of fact, let me frame the question with this too. I saw some photos of you. It looked like you were doing between the leg, like you played basketball. Did you play any other sports?
Yeah. I like to say I'm an all-around athlete.
Okay.
I played every sport that I could think of. Middle school, I went from football, soccer, basketball, baseball, and track.
Soccer. Good.
So what did you do on the track field?
Well, I did field.
Okay.
I did shot put and distance.
Yeah. How were you in the shot put?
I went to state back to back as a sophomore and a junior.
Athletes, they do that, man.
You have a real chill demeanor, so it looks like that you can kind of maneuver around in whatever you wanted to do. So it's good to see that in athletes nowadays, where they're not just so kind of methodical, like just tunnel vision and stuff.
Just focus on one thing. And I'm sure it made you more athletic. I mean, if you're playing soccer, 6 what? What's the 6?
I was in middle school when I played soccer.
Well, still, you were bigger.
I was still like a good 6'1", 6'2".
You was bigger than 95% of the people, right? And playing soccer, still, you have to maneuver, you had to get some footwork in there, right? And so to dial all that in to where you are now, it really, it helped you.
Basketball really did help me footwork.
Okay.
Oh. Wow. Being a post player, watching out for other people's feet, trying to keep your balance off the rebounds and all that, really helped you with your footwork.
That's basketball.
Oh, track, shot put discus, technique wise, hips. Especially with shot put hips.
Right.
That dilated right into what I played for.
Wow. You'd be amazed what different sports will allow you to transition and be great in another sport.
You mentioned having some underclassmen on this year's team. How much mentoring do you do on and off the field? Tell us about that area.
So one thing my coach tells me, be on and off the field. So I've always been trying to be like that key student, who always sits in front, pays attention, does his work. I have this one, Isaiah Gibson. I really see a lot of talent in him. I feel like he could probably be better than I am.
Wow.
He has that, I can see the potential in him.
What grade is he now?
He's a 10th grader.
Wow.
He number 99.
He'll be proud to hear you say that.
Yeah, he'll be definitely proud of that.
Yeah.
coming from Vic Burley.
Yeah.
Like Chris mentioned that you seem real chill. You know, tell us really, you know, what kind of person are you? I mean, do you like to? I'm not gonna say party, but do you like to, you know, turn it up, or do you like always real chill? Like you really seem like real chill. You know.
I've always been like the real chill type.
Yeah.
I don't really like to go out and party and all that.
And when I say party, you know, a guy of your stature, a guy that mom and dad and teachers, and you've been held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's only so many things that they probably allowed you to do, and they should have only allowed you to do. So I know saying party should be limited because of the fact that it seems to me that you've been governed correctly. Mm-hmm. And so as a parent, you have to actually govern your kids correctly. That doesn't mean keep them locked in the house or not let them have fun.
At the pep rally, do you get crunk?
Do you what kind of guy are you?
Yeah. All right, yeah. Pep rally and all that. I can get right.
Do your teammates look forward to you, like, you know, getting them motivated,
yeah,
getting everything going?
Yeah.
Cause you had this deep voice also. Did people tell you that?
Yeah.
He has a deep voice. And I can imagine like 10 years from now, it's gonna be Barry White. You know Barry White?
Here I am. Practice what you preach.
Man, I tell you, man. It's like I said, once again, it's just super exciting to have you on the podcast. You hadn't signed. Tell us officially tell us who you signed with, and so everybody know. I think we touched it more than once. But is there any chance also, this is the second question, is there any chance of you changing your mind?
Nope.
Okay, so there are no other teams out there that you even want to talk about. Excellent.
You're not gonna do the
You're not gonna do the hat switch on us.
Nah.
So one more time, tell the camera who you signing with and why.
I'll be officially signing with the Clemson Tigers December 21st, and the reason why is just Clemson felt like the place for me. You know, a lot of things played in part, but really education-wise and what Clemson does for the person more than the player. That's what really stuck out to me and my family. You know, they try to focus on what you could do, how you could become a man after football.
Wow.
How will you become a better father, a better son, a better human being once you leave Clemson University.
I love it.
That's nice. And from what you said, that comes straight from the coach. Yeah, so that's good to hear because, you know, there's a lot of handlers. I've heard of handlers. You know, people show up for, you know, the visit and they get passed off to handlers, and you know what I'm saying, you never even see
people that sounds good.
Yeah.
Give you that good word, but you really hadn't talked to a swinger or, you know, anything other D-line coach or anything. How were the D-line coaches and other coaches? Were you able to get in touch with them? Were you able to talk to them?
Yeah, I was able to talk to them.
Okay. How did it feel to put on that orange there?
It feels good. Fun fact. I think a lot of people know this now, but the D-line coach at Clemson is my cousin. But it didn't play no part in me.
Come on, man.
It didn't play no part.
Oh, this is outside.
Well, I would imagine to get offer from Clemson, there's no nepotism.
Right.
I mean, you know, like you're not going to play at Clemson because you know somebody.
Exactly. You gotta be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, this is definitely one of the top schools in the nation.
Yeah.
Speaking of Clemson, one of my good friends, Sharon Wright, I'm gonna make sure he get this. Sharon Wright.
Yeah.
Played basketball. I don't know if you know Sharon Wright. Sharon Wright played basketball for actually Southwest High School. He ended up going to Clemson. After Clemson, he went to the 76ers or the Raptors. And then eventually played for the 76ers. So he's gonna look at this podcast. He's super excited.
Yeah.
He loves Clemson. Big time. So make sure I tag him on that. Shout out to Sharon Wright.
What's your feelings of like the prime? What I know y'all. I mean, it's football. You know. I respect Deion Sanders. The persona that it is right now. I like it. What's your thoughts on some of the?
My thoughts. I mean, it's college football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once a coach have a better opportunity, they're allowed to take it. You know, especially with Clemson, I had to deal with the same thing. Coach Venables and Coach Bates, the D-line coach and our defense coordinator, they left and went to Oklahoma. I was like, hey, they got a better opportunity there. I respect that. You can't really be mad at it. So with Coach Prime taking a better opportunity at Colorado, you can't be mad at him. I mean, it's college football.
Yeah. Well, it's life too.
Yeah.
I promise you, the job that I have, if somebody came, I've been with my job for 22 years now.
Right.
Lee's been on the job for that long.
Exactly.
If somebody came and said, hey, I wouldn't just leave like just for you know what I'm saying, a few cents more or something like that. But if it was if it was a legacy changing opportunity,
You gotta go.
I'll take two.
I'm going. You know, and not only that. So just to kind of finish up on the Prime thing, he's opened doors already just in the few little years that he's been there.
Exactly.
That's what it was really about anyway. I could have told you Prime wasn't staying there.
Right. Exactly.
When he signed with them, he was not staying there. Anybody could have told you that.
So what I want to know though is just imagine if you was that recruit though. So we're gonna keep it real, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine if you was that D-line recruit that he didn't tell that he was leaving. You knew Prime Jackson State was the place to be. Everybody's hoopla, HBCU. You know, you could have signed with Clemson, but you didn't. You went to Jackson State and he didn't tell you anything. Now, I'm not saying Deion, roll like that. He didn't tell anyone. But maybe 2 years ago, his thought wasn't there because he's been there with 3 years. Mm-hmm. So maybe 2 years ago, his thought wasn't to go to Colorado, right? Mm-hmm. So just imagine you being that guy, right? Mm-hmm. And you knowing that you have one more year at Jackson State, right? Or 2 more years, and you've been that guy beyond putting you on, and now you're starting to hear that he's leaving.
Well,
is it still the same? When you hold some, just think about your high school coach. He just up and leave and say, "I'm going to Peach County."
I heard about that.
I wasn't supposed to. But anyway, we'll go back to that.
I don't really know.
Because it's deeper than football. Because at some point you build a bond with your coaches, just like your dad. You understand? And then, all of a sudden he's not there. Now I understand it's business, and so that's why we need people around us to make sure we stay business minded. But at the same time, I've depended on people at times, and they leave. And then what do I do then? Do I just shake it off?
Well, you take what they sold into you and you grow that. Mm-hmm. You take, like, Deion didn't just, he actually, I think, kind of left more than just his name. Mm-hmm. He actually invested, like what you was talking about, is your mentor and your team and stuff.
Right.
Like when you leave to move on,
they're gonna have to continue on.
yes, and you've left part of yourself for them to grow that. Mm-hmm. If they squander it, is that you know what I'm saying? Is that your fault or is that something they?
I don't know. I just know it's a little more personal at some point.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's business and it sounds good, but at some point it's like for 30, I'm sure it's 35, maybe 40 kids on that team, and maybe 20, understand what business is about because they've been groomed, like yourself. But then there are some that haven't really been groomed in that situation. They're kind of lucky to be with Jackson State.
Yeah.
You understand? And so now they're not in the spotlight anymore. Now they got to go play for a smaller school, hope to get on that team, or a different coach, a coach that may come in and decide, hey, we don't need you anymore.
So we're talking about more than just Deion
Yeah,
Sanders right now.
and that's
because
why
I was gonna say I've seen little Deion's like little postings that he does,
yeah,
and he addresses
everything.
all of it. Like,
He
look,
does.
y'all don't even go. If you're not going to class, I'm not speaking up for you.
You're right.
If I hear from your teacher, I hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
You got to at least do your part.
Right.
So I.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
You still sticking?
I'm still, yeah. Cause think about it, would be how me and my parents would talk about it. They told me once I committed, I'm committed. You know, you can't be flip flopping. That shows how. But that's coming from a player standpoint. Like you can't just be flipping and flopping. That shows how undependable you are. Like you're not dependable.
Sure.
Can't depend on you. So, you know.
You're following trends versus following your own gut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me as a player,
Sure.
I'll stick it out.
Okay.
You know, cause
So you wouldn't get in the portal. You'll stick it out. Okay.
Cause you know, I could, for example, beginning of my season, I started off 1-4.
Right.
You see how we ended up
Oh man.
back at state championship.
Back at the state.
So
And nobody thought one round was back.
And for the middle of the road players like what you're talking about,
Exactly.
the ones that were kind of like, hey, they still had to earn their way onto the team or earn their spot.
Yeah.
You would, if it was me leaving, I was so into my players leaving like some type of, input, prove that it was more than just me.
Yeah.
Prove that it was you.
Right.
Y'all were the ones playing the game.
Yeah.
Prove that.
Right.
I'm not taking what I've already taught you away.
Right.
Like do it.
Right. I love. Hey, Deion Sanders, man, he has it going on, man.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he actually moved on. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just want to know that real personal side of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's some kids out there that are left, that feel like they're left, and they don't understand. But that's enough about Deion.
Yeah.
That's enough about Deion. Well, I still want to get back to you, Mr. Burley. So I want to know about your Twitter. I want to know about your social media, your IG page. I want to know, how you handle things with that. I want to know about your drip. How you come dressed. Do you drip out, or do you just kind of chill? More about the girls and all that stuff. Now, I want to know all that stuff, man. This is outside the line. This is outside football too.
All right.
Talk to me.
I handle social media. I get on, say what I gotta say, get off.
Okay.
I don't like to stay on there because that social media can get you
Big
in
time.
trouble. I always been that type where I stay away from it.
Sure.
Because I've seen a lot of things happen to people who just let social media run their life and just sad sleep.
Right.
But switch it up on you. Drip wise, I have none.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what I pulled up there.
That's what's up. Look comfy to me.
Yeah, I'm dressed comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't dress to look good, impress, and I dress to feel comfortable.
And to each his own, like
Yeah,
there's like I'm with you. I'm not like don't ask me about drip. My wife, we go out shopping and
And when did they make up that word drip? Like it used to be what, fly, or I don't know what it is.
Smooth.
Fly, fresh.
Yeah.
Now it's drip. Is it something else now? I don't know. We kind of it could be.
Nah, time to time, I'll put on some.
Okay.
Like, listen, I might put on Outkast.
Okay.
So fresh, so clean.
Right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I think if Clemson actually dresses in suits going to their games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
not bad.
I'm an undercover Clemson fan, man. I'm just like, I didn't research this. It's just like they, you know, you gotta respect. After I read that article about Dabo Swinney,
Right.
It kind of, you know, and technically, you know, how we're SEC homers.
Right.
They kind of are the SEC. I mean, they're like
Yeah.
just a few minutes away.
A block.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, you're headed to Clemson, and you're committed. Signing day is really soon. I know your family is super excited. We talked about your parents. You know, we talked about your sibling. You're just twin brother, no sister or anything.
Yeah, just twin brother.
Okay. Tell us about your grandparents. How they doing, or everything going well with them? I know they was very impactful in some of your decisions and some of the things you do in life now. Tell us about those.
I love my grandparents, man. They really mean the word to me. You know,
Bring it to us, baby. We good.
You said you used to go over there after school.
I still do. I go. She lives in Fort Valley. You know, that's my mom.
Okay. What's her name?
Patricia Watkins.
Patricia Watkins.
Yeah. Married to Arthur Watkins, which I get my middle name from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victor Watkins.
Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. That goes along with the book. Yeah. Tell us a little about your grandmother. I mean, you seem to me, if I may be wrong, got a little emotional about it, and she seemed very dear to your heart. Elaborate a little bit on that for us.
You know, I grew up really with both of my grandparents. You know, from over the summer, I'll go spend with my grandma in Lithonia. That's my dad's mom. You know, after school, when I was in elementary school, my grandma would pick me up, and I would just stay over there with all my cousins and all that. So they really means the world to me.
Wow.
I'll probably, you know, especially, you know, I don't know what I'd do without them.
Wow.
They really played a major part in my life.
So y'all moved to Warner Robins, but nobody was in the
Military.
Who was in the military? Anybody? Oh, okay. Did you have anybody in your family in the military?
Yeah, my grandfather, my mom's dad was in the military. He fought in Vietnam.
Oh, okay. Well, that takes us. That reminds me about our sponsor for this episode. We have a U.S. retired Marine Corps, Joseph E. Lyons. He did 2 tours in Vietnam, three-time Purple Heart, Bronze Star with Combat V, commissioned captain in Vietnam. He retired as captain. He also was honored with the Heroism Medal. He was in the Presidential Unit Citation with 1 star, National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal with 3 star, the Meritus Unit Commendation, Good Conduct Medal with 7 star, officially retired in 1983. That's Mr. Joseph E. Lyons.
Wow. 25 years.
Yeah, retired captain.
Retired captain. And you know, I found out one thing too. He's also a psychology major at Adelphi University.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for your sponsorship
And your service.
and your service. I mean, it's
Thank you.
I mean, you know, we really can't do without our service members, you know, and for them to actually come on and sponsor us Outside the Line podcast is really amazing.
Oh yeah.
And thank your granddads for their service. You know, United States.
Marine Corps. You know,
You're in the Marine also? Or the Army or?
It was Navy and Army.
Navy and Army. Okay.
Yeah, you know, onion.
Marine.
Yeah.
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 Good stuff. Good stuff. So I want to go back to or talk about your grades. You know, what do you know? We talked about some physical therapy stuff that you want to go into, some health science. What encouraged you to actually go into health science? I know your parents are teachers, maybe in certain fields that you like, but tell us about your academics. What are you doing now, and how did that propel you to choose what you're choosing?
So really, it started back in middle school, my 7th grade year. I had my math teacher with Miss Hammock. So what we had to do a math project where we had to choose our career, where we live, what mortgage we were paying, car note.
Wow.
So it's like it with that, but also it's just something that I picked up, like the study of the body. I picked up on that at a young age. I really like what I found interesting is like how the body works.
Wow.
So after that project, I was like, that might be something that I might really want to go into.
Sure.
So when I started my recruitment process, I also started to think like, what am I going to major when I get to college? So what I initially was going to major in was kinesiology.
Okay. Yeah.
But Clemson didn't have that. They said we have health science. So hey, cool.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go with it because this is the place I want to go.
Wow.
Nice. That's you know, I really do appreciate someone with that type of vision and being able to present it. You know, just there's my peers. I have peers that don't present what their vision for the next day is. You know, so shout out to first of all your parents and your teachers as well. You know, a project that will propel you. Even before you knew you were signing to Clemson, you had a vision of what you might want to do.
Yeah,
No doubt. No doubt.
Really before we start, I want to give a shout out to all my teachers. Y'all really helped me throughout. Y'all strived me to be the best. Y'all knew what I wanted. So, hey, I just want to give a shout out to from Macon County Elementary School, Monroe Middle School,
That's big time.
and Monroe High School. Y'all have created Victor Burley, and I personally want to give y'all a thank you.
Victor Arthur Burley. Let's go.
Mister.
Yeah.
So tell us about your coach, your Warren Robin coach. You know, I know you've been with him for a while and you've been through the trenches with him. Tell us the personal side of your coach and how you guys kind of jive together to make things happen. Because you've been there, you've done that, and now you're moving on. It has to be something special to you.
Leaving him, he's been with me since I was a little kid, really. I met him when we was in Macon County. He worked there too. You know, we built a bond there.
Good stuff.
Then once I got to high school and I figured out, like, hey, I remember you from Macon County. I remember you too. So it was like, hey, from that point on, you know, he's been telling me like, hey, you have to become a leader. And he told me that as a freshman. So as I continued on, I started being a leader to the team. I started speaking out, started leading the team by example.
Sure.
And you know, one thing that he told me all this year from the first game, he said, "Hey, you gonna lead us?" And
put it in your hands.
Yeah. And it just that right there, the confidence he had in me to lead the team just really says a lot about what type of person he is.
Right.
You know, I'm very happy that he gave the team to me, let me lead the team. You know, I had other seniors that helped me lead the team too, but you know.
What what's his name so that everybody can that might not know who Warner Robins Demons coach is?
Coach Marquise Westbrook.
Bro,
Way to go, coach.
way to go, coach.
Also want to give thanks to my D-line coach, Coach Tyler, and Coach Green.
All right.
So we're about to end the show, but we do want to know, like, is there a particular celebrity or player you would like to meet? We know you're moving on to bigger things, and so you may run into certain celebrities and certain athletes. Is there anyone sitting out there waiting to say, hey, if I could just meet this guy or this young lady or president or anyone? I don't know. Is there anyone?
If he was still alive, Reggie White.
Reggie
White.
White.
I would love
The
to
Minister
sit
of
down.
Defense.
I would love to sit down and just pick his mind to see his thought process.
You know, they say when he used to, like, you know, he clubbed somebody they just knocked out. They just
knocked out.
You understand? Like, I tried to model my game out to him.
Really?
I remember sitting down just watching films. Like, hey, I really love the way he plays.
The Minister of Defense.
Minister of Defense. Reggie White.
Also, I don't know if he's still alive. Bryce. Was it Bryce? Bryce Smith?
Bryce Smith.
Bruce
Bruce
Smith.
Yeah.
For
Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Beast.
Ooh.
Beast.
Man.
I think Bruce still alive. Yeah.
I would love to sit down and have a conversation with him too.
Exactly. Wow. That's crazy. That's some pretty good ones there.
Yeah.
Pretty good ones. You got anything, Chris?
No, once again, I just I want to just thank the viewers for, you know, taking their time out and being interested in, you know, our guests and what they have for their future. And if you would, just please subscribe, like, and share.
Excellent. So, Mr. Victor Burley, this is the time that is allowed for you to tell the world what you want them to know. Maybe it's a young kid out there listening to you right now, or maybe it's just Clemson that you're looking forward to tangling with in the future. Tell the world something special that they can look forward to in it.
What you can look forward to is having the same Vic you have now. You know, I've always been a down-to-earth person. I don't really let the fame get to my head. I would like, especially, I had kids come up to me after games. Even when we lost, I still take pictures with them, talk to them. And one quote that I like to say was, "Be where your feet are."
Be where your feet are. Is that close to
On the ground.
wherever you are?
Grounded.
Wherever you are, be there.
Also,
Be where your feet are.
you know, skills is a good thing, but hard work can get you anywhere you are. If you really want it, you just work hard and get out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. This Outside the Line episode with Mr. Vic Burley was really fun. Keep in mind, he just came off a football state run with Warner Robins. So we feel kind of privileged to actually take some of his time away from him and his family for him to come into the podcast. So we really appreciate you. We thank you for your presence. We learned a lot today, and we'll definitely continue to follow Mr. Vic Burley.
Yeah, maybe we'll see you in a bowl game sometime soon.
So that'll do it for Outside the Line podcast. My name is Lee Hughes. If you want to reach me on On IG is TNG Sports and Fitness. I'm sorry, TNG Sports. Also on my Twitter page is TNG 11, TNG Sports 11_Lee. Would you like to leave anything, Chris?
Just tune in next time, please.
Mm-hmm. Anything on your IG you want to leave the people, or you just?
Follow me on Twitter, Victor Burley 2, and IG VAI6C.
Good stuff, baby. Outside the line, go ahead.
Or you just look up Vic Burley.
Just look up Vic Burley. What is it?
Yeah.
Go to Google Vic Burley. Thanks for having coming and joining us on Outside the Line.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, baby. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yeah,